Hey guys, you ever want to learn how to draw a house or a landscape? Well, that's pretty awesome. I always wanted to learn how to draw those things. I always wanted to make things look like they go back into space. Love those mountains, the little house back here. So we're going to talk about that today, but first we're going to review something. We're going to review this, the shading, and we're going to review how to shade either a square or a triangle or a box that goes back into space, because that's basically what a house is. So here's what we're going to do. First thing is, I'm going to put a line down to show where the horizon is, or maybe like the top of the table. Okay? So you can see that. That's pretty good. And then what I want to do is I want to have a house somewhere on my drawing here. So first, I'm going to do a vertical line. You've done this before. And a horizontal line and a vertical line. And I'm making a square. We can all make squares. I like to draw mine freehand. You could use a ruler if you want to. But next part of this square is I want it to make it look like it goes back into space, just like this. So simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line here and this line, and they get a little bit smaller. Do you see how those two lines get closer together here and further away here? That is what shows depth, space. So like when you get picked up by the bus in the morning and you see your house get smaller and smaller and smaller, your cat gets crushed by the house. Wait, no, that's not what happens. Not at all. What actually happens is your house gets smaller. So the rule is everything's smaller as it goes back into space, and everything gets bigger as it comes forward. Oh, bigger, smaller. Just like that, except for we're going to show it on paper. Now I want my house to have a roof. So I'm going to add a triangle to the top, and I'm going to have that line go back a little bit. Don't like that. It's okay. And then another line just like this. And I have something that sort of looks like a house. It's a good place to start. So now since we have this, we're going to talk about where the light's coming from. So we're going to pretend that the sun is right here. Let's have the sun kind of coming up over this. You know, it's either setting or rising, one of the two, you can decide. But that's the sun. So we know that the sun's coming this way, which means this part of the house will be a little bit darker. So I'm going to have some of those shadows here. And they'll even get darker as they get closer to the house. This side of the house is going to be darker. And you notice how I'm going back and forth. Those are called cross-hatching. And that helps me fill in that space even. If you want to blend it, you can even use your finger. And then you can go back and crisp up those lines and make things even darker, closer to the house. So hopefully it looks like it's three-dimensional. Now we're going to take that idea right there and apply it to a landscape.